Hi, happy Christmas Eve. I thought I would just pop in and do a little surprise last minute live stream about being away for the holidays. I'm a house sitter. I'm house sitting in Puerto Rico right now. Hey, hey, say hi to Puerto Rico. With an adorable dog. Where is she? There she is. Who's a very good girl. And I hardly ever spend time at home in Delaware during the holidays. Home for me is Delaware. And so I thought I would talk to some of you who maybe are thinking about house sitting and have questions about what it's like to be away for the holidays. First of all, you don't have to be away for the holidays to be a house sitter. It's just that Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, these are times when the world is traveling. And so it's easier to get house sits. And so if you want to pick house sits during those times, it's easier to do. And I like to be away for the holidays. It's nice because the holidays also are when it's cold in Delaware. I don't want to be there when it's cold. And everybody's grown up that I don't want to buy Christmas presents, frankly. I don't I When is the last time I actually bought Christmas gifts for people? With my parents, we just pass the same money back and forth. They'll be like, my mom will be like, I cash app you some money. And then I'll be like, okay, I'll cash app you some money for Christmas. We just pass the same money back and forth. So being away, being a house sitter during Christmas season is really it fixes a lot of problems. It fixes the cold weather, winter weather problem. It fixes the I don't want to buy Christmas gifts and I want to do Christmas shopping problem. And it fixes the free accommodation problem. I'm house sitting for free accommodation. But if you want to talk about being away for the holidays, we can talk about that as well. Hi, friends. Surprise. Hello. Parisani. Hi. Hey, Alfreda. Hey, Reclaim the Retreat. Hi. What time is it? Where are you? Is it 8 a.m.? Hi, Adelia. Hello, One Soul Tree. Hi, Pink Bunny 27. A lot of new names. Red Blonde Chick. Hey, Tracy Russell. Hey, Michelle and Charlesetta. Hey, High Vibe. Hey, Danita. Hi, guys. How's everyone? So, according to Trusted House Sitters, Merry Christmas. Hey, Krishan. According to Trusted House Sitters, quite a few of you got your Trusted House Sitters membership over the last few weeks. Good. Okay, quite a few of you. I could do the math probably, but I don't know the numbers. But quite a few. Like my Trusted House Sitters affiliate account is going to ching, ching, ching. So that means quite a few of you are now signed up to be house sitters. And maybe quite a few of you this time, next time the holiday seasons roll around, will be someplace else. Maybe someplace warm and exotic. Maybe someplace where your family is, right? Maybe some of you will want to house sit where your family is or whatever, or take family with you house sitting. And so I just thought we'd stop and say hi. It's been a weird, prolonged Christmas week for me. I went to the mall yesterday, saw Santa. I didn't take the dog to sit on Santa's lap, but Santa was there. Um, and bought myself eyeliner, eyebrow, had to buy a new eyebrow pencil, which I'm not crazy about. It's a little waxier than I like. But it's felt like Christmas since like Friday. So every day I'm like, is it Christmas? It's not Christmas. Is it Christmas? It's not Christmas. Tomorrow I'll probably forget. Tomorrow. But so I guess the first point about being away from the holidays for Christmas is that it's very different. It's very different from what you're used to. If you're looking to reset your holiday like rituals, house sitting is a way to do that because it's very different. The house that I was in when I house sat for Thanksgiving was decorated for Christmas. This house is not decorated for Christmas. She's got like 4 different Three Kings little statuettes around the house. And that's it, right? You wouldn't, there's a present for the dog on the counter. Other than that, you wouldn't know it was Christmas time. For some people, that wouldn't be acceptable. I wanted to buy a nice Christmas bouquet of flowers, but the first grocery store I went to, for some reason, I guess I didn't like the flowers there. Oh no, $80 for a little Christmas arrangement at the grocery store. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. So then I went to the grocery store yesterday and it was too late. First one was too early. This one was too late. So I don't have any Christmas arrangement. which is a thing that I normally do. I don't normally do trees. I will do poinsettias. I will buy poinsettias. One time I bought four poinsettias at the Airbnb and put them up the steps. But I don't do trees. I haven't had my own Christmas tree since I left that house in 2015. Hi guys. Hello, Danica from OHIO. Hey, Nichelle. Thank you very much. My hair is almost done. The twists are almost completed. Where's the last section? Boom. The last section, which I probably will get done today. Oh no, there's two back here. It was one section and I separated it into two sections so that I could, do half if I felt like only doing half. It's one section though, really. So yeah, you get to make your own ritual or routine for Christmas, whether it is a routine or not. Right now I'm sitting here putting together a puzzle and like maybe that will become a Christmas routine and maybe it won't. Maybe it'll become a ritual, a thing that I do, maybe not. I always bring a book and I always say, oh, I'm going to read a book on Christmas. But the internet is so interesting and it's so hard to turn the internet off. A thing that I need to reprogram my brain on in 2025 is turning off the computer and putting the phone down. I've been listening over the last couple of weeks to watching and listening a lot of videos and content about reprogramming your brain, which is a thing that I've done before and I will continue to do. And they talked about habits. Dr. Huberman, who I talk about all the time, he talked about habits and, it's just a matter of doing the thing so that your brain creates those neural pathways. Maybe puzzles will become a new thing that I'll use to create new neural pathways so that I can drop scrolling on the internet for hours and hours and wasting so much time. I don't know. Okay. All right. So, JZS says that's how many Hispanics celebrate Christmas, by putting together puzzles. Really? Really? Oh, okay. Okay, good. Hi, Miss D. Yeah, so here in Puerto Rico, maybe that's a thing. They have the puzzle like right on the coffee table, the puzzle in the box. It's house plants. I'll show it to you. They had the puzzle in the box right on the coffee table. And so I was like, well, maybe this is a thing I'll do while I'm here. I leave on the 28th, so less than 4 days left. Is that right? So I got to get to it. I got to get to it. I have like 50 pieces together out of 1,000. So I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. I'm okay with, as you know, I'm okay with not finishing things. So yeah. Oh, Lauren says she's done that puzzle. Oh, nice. Okay, good. Hello, puzzle friend. Yeah, so you get to make your own like traditions and things. I like to eat the good meal on Christmas Eve and have like the leftovers on Christmas. That's the same thing I did this year on Thanksgiving. I like mine now. I like the good meal now. Now, problem number one, when I went to the mall yesterday, I may have gone to the Cheesecake Factory and may have walked out with some leftovers, which I'll eat today, which means I have no idea what I'm going to eat tomorrow. And I assume most things are going to be closed. Oh, maybe I'll Google that real quick. Let me see if Wendy's is open. If Wendy's is open, then it's not a problem. But if Wendy's is closed tomorrow, then I need to get something tonight, either delivered or go pick something up. Wendy's? No, I don't want Wendy's.com. I just want Wendy's near me. Let's see if it happens to tell me. Christmas Eve might affect these hours. Hours might differ, but it doesn't say for sure. So yeah, I was at the mall and I was like, they had the big old Cheesecake Factory. And I was like, I haven't been to the Cheesecake Factory probably in 20 years. Does that sound right? Since the early 2000s. I don't think I've been to the Cheesecake Factory since the early 2000s. And then, of course, once it was in my brain, I was, and at Thanksgiving at the grocery store in Temecula, They had the Cheesecake Factory bread. I bought that and had that for Thanksgiving. So it was kind of planted in my head. So I was like, I guess I've been having that for dinner. So I ate there yesterday about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, brought my leftovers home. It's enough for today, but I don't think it's enough for today and tomorrow. So, but anyway, what I'm saying is you get to make your own rituals for holidays when you house sit away from your home on the holidays. And one of my rituals is I eat the meal that I'm excited to eat the night before. Doesn't mean I cook it, but I do like the cheesecake. I do like what I got. Last year I think I cooked steak. The last couple Christmases I think I bought steak and cooked a steak on the stovetop on the you know. So yeah, you get to make your own traditions. You also get to decide on what your gifts are. And that trip, like if you're house sitting for the holidays, that trip might be your gift to yourself. I didn't buy myself a Christmas present this year. I don't know what I would want. You know, I always want another gold necklace. I always want, but by another, I mean, I have this one only. And it would be nice to have another gold necklace. But going to the mall on Christmas Eve is not the time to buy jewelry. I did walk past a couple jewelry stores on my way to the Sephora. And I mean, the lines were out the door in the jewelry stores. So I don't know if I'll get a good Christmas gift for myself this year. I don't know, because I buy myself stuff whenever I feel like it. So there's no longer that like time-bound gift giving time. But it's a thing. I think Chinese restaurants are usually open on Christmas. I think I often have Chinese food on Christmas. I know that there's something. I know I'm gonna eat tomorrow. I have a car. I know there's something open on the island of Puerto Rico. I'm not very far from San Juan. I'm not far from the city. I'm not in a big city, but I'm not far from the city. So if I got to go into San Juan and get something to eat tomorrow, I can do it. I also was supposed to go to the grocery store yesterday. I was supposed to go to the mall and the grocery store yesterday. I went to the mall, but the traffic was so horrendous. I came home. I was like, I'm not dealing with any. I forgot just how close to Christmas it was. I knew it was a Monday and I knew Christmas was Wednesday, but for some reason I forgot that everyone would be shopping. I thought everyone would be home. I thought everyone would be at work, but no one was at work yesterday. Everybody was at the mall. And then I was like, well, I'm not going to the grocery store. I know that. Like Sephora was tight enough that, there was enough people in Sephora. I can't imagine what the grocery store looks like. So I had some stuff delivered. I had breakfast delivered. I had yogurt and granola and something else, milk. I had some stuff delivered just this morning. Yeah, was she on the sofa? Did she get on the sofa? Yeah, she's such a good girl. Earthly Color Brown says, I see the pup behind you. All right, I want to say her name, but if I say it, she's going to think I'm calling her because she's very obedient. But she's such a good girl. If they were like, you know what? We decided that having a dog was just too much, I would take her. Listen, she's mine now. I don't know if I've ever experienced that before. Even the little soft, cuddly Ruby, who was like, her fur was so soft. She was like a little teddy bear. Listen, Ruby, go back to your parents. But this dog, if they were like, oh, for whatever reason, I'd be like, okay, she's mine now. She's very sweet and she's very good. She's a very good girl. And she's smart. If you're doing something, you like, this is the last time we're doing it. She knows what you mean by last time. And she'll go in the house. Like for outside playing, throwing the BALL. And I said, last time, she'll catch it and then walk in the house with it. Right? She's very smart. If she wants me to get up to either let her out or give her something, give her some snacks, give her some treats or something, she'll bump into me a couple of times if I'm sitting down, but then she'll walk up under my legs, lay down under my legs, and then stand up so that my legs get lifted up out of the chair. She's very sweet and very smart. She wears a little light up collar at night when she goes out, like I walk her twice, 2 or 3 times, usually 2 times a day. But then after that, once it's dark out, she goes out by herself. And they have a little light up collar. It looks like those little party necklace things, but it's thicker, wider. She has a little light up collar that you put on her to go outside in the dark. So when she wants to go out in the dark, she just goes over to that collar. And she's like, put the thing on me. And then you let her out. She's a very good girl. Hi, Brenda. I'm thinking of 4 days in Puerto Rico in January. I really liked Rincon. I don't know that there's a little beach town in Puerto Rico that you're not going to like. Everyone says that they like, and whatever place they say they like, I like such and such better than San Juan. So just find a beach town. I liked Rincon, but we didn't get in the water in Rincon, so I don't know where the best beaches are for getting in the water. Rincon was just like, look at the water. It was rocky. The beach we were near was very rocky. But if you want to get in the water, I would Google that. I'm sure the beaches towards the east, I think what I heard, the beaches toward the east are the better sand and the beaches towards the west are rocky, but I may not be right about that. But everybody who likes a place in Puerto Rico likes it, and they like it better than they like San Juan. So the answer is just not San Juan, probably. Yeah, but then Travel Spanish with Claire says she went to the beach every day when she was in San Juan. So even the San Juan beaches, so even like, what the beach that was, the hotel was called, was it the AC Hotel San Juan? The beach right there, nice, right? Even though it was like right in the middle of town, it was still a nice beach. Condado was still a nice place to chill. So even inside of San Juan, you'll like it. Hola, buenos dias, feliz Navidad. We're just talking about house sitting at Christmas time. Just saying, hey, I did the client, you pay for your own transportation there. You pay for your own food there. All you're getting when you're house sitting is a free place to stay. I saw that we're doing something inside of the community tonight, inside of Exodus ASAP. So I'm just passing the time, waiting for it to be time to eat and waiting for that. Also, there's supposed to be fireworks tonight, and she doesn't like fireworks, my client. So I'm supposed to give her some chill out medication at about 4 p.m. So all I'm really doing is doing this puzzle and waiting for it to be 4 p.m. so I can give her calm down medication and start thinking about dinner. That's all I'm doing today. I started Octavia Butler's book. I started a book. But I haven't picked it up today. I started it a couple of days ago, but I haven't picked it up today. Oh, maybe we'll get one. Rashida and I are we'll be in Bogota together in a few days. Maybe I'll get one. Maybe I'll pick one up at the airport. They'll probably have a fun one at the airport. This one is, Rashida, you're going to be so jealous. Look at my puzzle. Look at the puzzle I'm doing at the house. Is it upside down? Houseplant jungle. Yeah, maybe if I remember, we'll find one. The Airbnb might have one. Every now and then they have one. Roshni and Katrina and I did a puzzle in Joshua Tree. Steal it. There's a 2% chance that I'll steal this puzzle. If I felt like I could get one delivered to them, I would take this one and just have another one delivered. But I'm not sure how things work here because their street name, there's like 8 streets with the same name. I don't know how they get their stuff here. In Costa Rica, at least in San Jose, at least I understand how you could possibly get things delivered. And I got stuff delivered from the people, but here, I don't know how they do that because when I got lost and tried to get back here, like there are 3 or 4 streets with this exact same name. So I don't know. I would steal it if I thought I could replace it with a new one. Because it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm reading the one that starts July of 2024. I was supposed to, of course, I bought it. Somebody said, this is when the parable of the sower. This is when Parable of the Sower takes place buy the book now so that you can start reading it along with like diary entries. Anyway, the first few days that I've read so far are diary entries. And I was like, let me buy the book. And then in July, I've been carrying it with me since July and never started it. So I'm reading that, but I haven't opened that today. All I did today was walk the dog, get breakfast, sit and do the puzzle for a little bit. And it's already 1:30. That's how time works. And I got my food delivered, ordered my food and got it delivered. And it's already 1:30. I don't know. Yeah. So I'm reading that. And, so I may do some reading once the sun goes down, after the fireworks, after the dog calms down with the fireworks, I may pick it back up. Hi, Lydia. I've been using Trusted House Sitter since last year. Thank you, Stephanie. Okay, you're welcome. But also just signed up for Nomador. Has anyone used this and had a good experience? You're only the second person I've heard mention Nomador. So I don't have any thoughts on it. Somebody told me about it and I looked it up and I don't remember what I saw when I looked it up last year. Nichelle, I have a shirt that says Octavia Butler tried to tell us. I'm excited to read. I've never read anything by Octavia Butler. I read, wait, did she write Wild Seed? Wild Seed. Oh, I did read. Okay, I read Wild Seed. Okay, disregard. This is only the second book I've ever read by Octavia Butler. Oh, Rashida and I'll be in Bogota. We get there at the end of the year. Okay, and Sonia Ross says Dawn is excellent. Okay, good. Wild Seed, the man, I have a problem with not liking characters and conflating that with not enjoying books. I ain't like that man. So I think I'm going to like Parable of the Sower better. Yeah, so house sitting on the holidays. You get to make your own ritual. You get to decide on your gift, and the trip might be the gift. What else is good about house sitting on the holidays? You ain't got to cook. You ain't got to do nothing for nobody if you don't want. It can be as restful and relaxing as you want it to be. A lot of the world really, I don't know about a lot of the world, but a lot of the places I've been for Christmas, they really slow down during this time of year. They really slow down, and it really helps you really slow down. So that's nice. Anything else? And then, of course, house sitting at Christmas time is wonderful because there are so many house sits. Everybody's going somewhere. There are so many house sits to choose from. You can pick something that you really, really love, something that you're really going to enjoy, something awesome, and not just something that, will fill in the gap because you need a house sit for these dates. This house sit is amazing. I was talking to somebody on the phone or in person. I don't talk on the phone. It must have been a Zoom, like a Google Meet. I don't know who it was. Maybe Jewel, somebody. And she was like, it was during the Thanksgiving house sit. And she was like, so what's your Christmas house sit look like? And I said, I don't remember. And I went to Trusted House Sitters and looked it up again. And I was like, oh, now I remember. It's amazing. It's amazing. This isn't the biggest house. It's regular size. It's a regular house size house. It's not a tiny house, but it's not huge, but it's beautiful. I'm not going to show it to you because they had the problem with going viral recently and they're not really into that. They went viral on TikTok. Their previous house sitter went viral on TikTok and they weren't really pleased about that. But I'll show you the view again, but it's beautiful and the view is beautiful and the dog is great. And the little town is nice, even though it's trafficy. It's beautiful. The sound is nice. Like, it's pretty quiet right now, but you hear the little chirping all day, birds and frogs and crickets, and the geckos probably make noise. I don't know. So I got to pick where I wanted to be, and that's because house sitting during Christmas, you can pick up a good house sit, right? Christmas is a time when I hold off. Let me hold off until there's one where I'm like, yes, 100% yes. Not like 99% yes. Not like, but I think I could do better, right? With this one, I was like, I don't care. I don't care if I could do better. I don't care. I'm going. My requirements for this house sit are to, of course, feed the dog, walk the dog up. We go uphill twice a day. She pulls me. The first day we went up the hill. First day I went up the hill with the lady. They were still home, and we went up the hill, and we had to stop in the middle. She's like, "Yeah, it used to be like that for me too." I was like, right. The dog pulls me up the hill. This morning I walked up the hill walked up the hill without needing the dog to pull me and without needing to stop. Right. So she pulls me up at the hill. We do that twice a day. Trash goes out on Sunday night. And I need to make sure I don't turn off the air conditioning units in certain rooms because they're afraid of mold and mildew, right? So mostly my job is to not turn the things off. If it's on, leave it on, right? The air conditioner in their bedroom is on and it's been on. Don't turn it off. And that's it. Like there's nothing, right? So I get to enjoy the house like it's mine without having to do very much of anything. Even like dog stuff, right? Put the thunder shirt on her when the fireworks start and give her chill out pills. But that's it. She's a very good girl and in a very good house with very good clients. No problems. Yeah, this is the time. This is I call it house sitter season, right? Thanksgiving through to Martin Luther King Day, house sitter season, but also spring break and Easter, spring break week and Easter week. Right. Spring break is sometimes different from Easter. Y'all know. Spring break and Easter. And then summer, all of summer, but summer house sits can be spread out. Right. Christmas, like Thanksgiving and Christmas, there's a trillion wonderful house sits. So many that Trusted House Sitters was like, do you know any more people who would want to be a house sitter? Right. That's why they gave me the discount. If you're here and you're one of the few people who didn't sign up, because everybody signed up, my Trusted House Sitters affiliate commission is like 3 times higher than it's ever been. I've tripled the highest commission I've ever gotten from them in December. And December's not even over yet, right? So apparently a lot of y'all are finally doing what I've asked you to do quite a while ago. Finally signing up, finally getting started. Thank you for that. You're going to love it. But they still have an imbalance of house sits to house sitters, right? Need a whole lot more house sitters because of the number of house sits. Don't forget, if you get my new house sitter toolkit, you'll get my affiliate link, which is a discount link. housesit.vicarious.com/toolkit is to get my new house sitter toolkit. Free download. Inside of that toolkit is the letter that I use to get booked. And of course, my affiliate link to Trusted House Sitters so that you get the discount. Comes with it. There's an email that says discount code. Thank you. Yeah. So like there's a real imbalance of house sits available and house sitters available still way more sits than house sitters. So you don't have to worry anytime soon about not getting your money's worth, right? That's not going to happen anytime soon. House sitting is still not mainstream. People don't know about it yet. So you don't have to worry about not being able to find house sits if you're available during like these times, especially if you're available during these times, but really anytime, right? You don't have to worry about that. It might be if you're looking for very specific, like I wanted Barbados, right? That I didn't get a Barbados house sit, but I did get this one. Yeah, so yeah, pretty particular. Oh, I had a house sit scheduled, but the pet owner started talking to me like she was paying me. So I had to let her find what she was looking for. This is before the sit started. You have to, so a thing about house sitting is you get to see what people are like, right? So you have to go with your instincts. If you think you're not going to like house sitting for them, don't house sit for them. I've had quite a few where it's like, I'm like, the house is great, but this dude is it's usually men. This dude seems a little too particular. No, not doing it. I'm no longer available for these dates before we even confirm. I don't confirm with somebody that I don't get a good feeling about. I'm not confirmed, right? I'm not available for the dates. Good luck. Good luck. Enjoy your trip. Okay, Deb, finally signed up. Good. Okay, good. Yeah, I know. Like just quite a few of you signed up this month. Make sure that you do apply for house sits. So I sent you some emails, right? if you have my new house sitter toolkit, I sent you some emails. Make sure that you do apply for house sits. Apply for all the house sits you want. Any house sit that you want to do, apply. All right. Does Portugal have a lot of house sits during the summer? Like, a lot is a funny word, but yes, you can house sit in Portugal during the summer. Yeah. A lot, I don't know about a lot, but yes, you can house sit in Portugal during the summer. Yeah. Aw. Sorry, my teens are pet sitting for the neighbors this week. That's nice. She says I'm training them for future traveling pet sits. Good. Oh, that's very nice. Yeah. Get them in on it. And so if it's for neighbors, they're probably getting a little pay, right? That's good. Joyful One says, I think house sitting for the holidays will help you learn different cultural traditions. Yeah, it would if I was a person who left the house. I guess what I'm learning is Three Kings Day is a big thing in Latin America. That's a thing I'm learning, which I believe is January 6th. Every time I say it, I say a different date and people have to correct me. But I think Adelia's the last one who told me it was January 6th. Yeah. I remember the Philippines at Christmas time. I remember being in the Philippines at Christmas time. That was during my gap year in 2015. And that was the first. So I was stationed in Texas when I was in the Army, but that was the first like hot weather Christmas. Like everything is the same. The trees are out, the decorations, the stars, Santa, but it was 90 degrees. That was my first like hot weather beach, go to the beach Christmas. That was funny. And I went to a couple of churches like during the season because I like to go into churches and take pictures and stuff. But I don't remember like any particular traditions that were different. That's where the girl asked me what turkey tastes like. Or she was a young woman. She was like, "You're from the United States? You're from America?" I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Can I ask you a question?" What does turkey taste like? I can't think of any real traditional things. So part of it is I'm a hermit and I stay in the house, but I can't think of anything that I've learned, but you could learn if you were not like me, right? You would see what people are doing around the world and it's nice. Yeah. What are some cons to house sitting? Hi, MT, if you're never going to feel comfortable in a stranger's home, you're never going to feel comfortable in a stranger's home, right? It took me the first house sit. I think I was not super comfortable in her house. It was two cats and I wasn't super comfortable. I sat in the same seat in the recliner every day. Like I never felt like I was in a place, like in the kitchen, I was like not really comfortable. But that was one house sit. After that, I make myself at home. As you can see by me doing their puzzles, I make myself at home. You have XYZ, I use XYZ. But I don't know if you really know that you can be comfortable in a stranger's home unless you try it. So maybe that's not a good con. So you are expected to care for that pet like it's your own. You're not there to tolerate the pet to get a free place to stay. This is caring for the pet. So maybe if you don't like pets, that's a big old con, right? Because that cat or that dog, you are their person. You're their person. Until other people come back, you're their person. So like if I was inside, the dog would be on me. She doesn't really lay on me, but she likes to be touching me in some way. At night, though, she sleeps in her dog bed on the floor and she's fine. She doesn't even try to get on the bed, which is a first. White people love to let their pets sleep in the bed with them, but these people don't do that. She sleeps in the dog bed on the floor, but she does get upset when I take too long, turn the lights out. Cat's dog in Costa Rica did the same thing, like turn the lights out. It's bedtime. Lyra would just stand there and look in my face and just sigh. And then she would motion up to the lights. If the overhead light in the den, she would motion at the lights, like turn the lights off. It's bedtime. Cons. We're talking about cons of house sitting. I mean, you're staying in strangers' homes and you have to be able to trust them in the home. Clearly, there are not a whole lot of cons because I still do it. I started house sitting when I couldn't afford to travel other ways. I couldn't afford to travel any other way. But now I do it, even though I can afford to travel other ways. I still house sit. I don't have a lot of cons. I like pets, especially good pets. I guess the cons, you have to take responsibility for their problem. If there's a problem right now, I would have to take responsibility for it. If the dog went outside and got stung by a bee, right? I got to go fix the problem tonight when the fireworks start. That's my problem. Okay. I've got to be prepared to take on that problem as if it's mine. I'm not just visiting. I'm not just a house guest. I am taking care of things in the house. That's the con. That's the biggest con, right? You're there to be responsible. You're the responsible person. And if something goes wrong, you're there to take care of it. So, pick places and times of the year when you're going to want to do that. I don't know that I would want to house sit in the Caribbean in summertime, in hurricane season, but I'm more than happy to house sit in the Caribbean in wintertime. Hi, Cynthia Burnett. Do homeowners pay your airfare? No, you pay for your own accommodation. Now, I've said this before, but I don't say it often. Once I did have a homeowner pay me. They were a client that I'd already house sat for before. Client that I house sat for before, not on Trusted House Sitters anymore. We were off of the platform. And they did pay for me to fly down because they had a last minute. The previous house sitter had canceled and they had a last minute problem, but not through Trusted House Sitters. No, right? No, you pay for your own accommodation. I mean, you pay for your own transportation. What you're getting is free accommodation. Yeah. Dogs are really funny. Pets, they tell time. And they want their routine, right? Feed me at 8 a.m. It's 8:20. Where's the food? Okay. Feed me at 5 o'clock. Last week was the YouTube Success Challenge. And on this time zone, coaching started at 4 p.m. It was 3 p.m. Eastern. So coaching started at 4 p.m. We're supposed to be done at 5. We weren't done until 5:30, 5:45, 6 o'clock one day. And that dog was like poking me. She would walk up to me and poke me in the knee, boot me in the knee. I'm hungry, right? I eat at 5. It's 5:30. I'm hungry, right? Animals can tell time. If you don't know what time it is, the dog will tell you what time it is. We are unpaid. House sitters are unpaid through Trusted House Sitters. If you're house sitting on your own, if you're getting clients on your own, then you set the rate, you set the price. But if you're house sitting through Trusted House Sitters, you're getting a free place to stay. You're not getting paid. You're not getting cash money. You're getting the free accommodation. Are you also seeing an increase in homeowners who want you to fund the utilities during a house only sit? I've only seen that 2 times ever. Well, among house sits that I saw in my house sits that showed up in my alerts because I was available and wanted to house it. I've only read 2 postings where they wanted you to pay for the utilities. That's not a thing I'm going to do, but that might be a thing someone else would do, especially, right? So the thing is, the one I saw was in Mexico. And I'm like, your electric bill is probably $15 a month. Just pay the electric bill. It's not about the money. It's about what kind of person would do that. How accommodating and how comfortable and how hospitable is the home going to be if they're here nickel and diming me over $10, right? You want someone in the house because you're going to be gone for weeks and weeks at a time. Pay the electric bill. It's $10 on one hand, right? On the other hand, it's only $10, $15 a month. So there is a house sitting client who would be like, sure, that is a trade-off that I'm willing to take. I will pay the electric bill. It just seemed very petty and unnecessary to me. Okay. Now, whoever picked that house sit with no pets, right? It was no pet. Like you said, you see that the 2 times I've seen it, they were house sits with no pets. The person who got it was like, what a trade-off, right? I paid $10 a month to stay in this house. But for me, I'm like, where's the hospitality? You know how I feel. Where is the hospitality? That $10, that $10 electric bill is not going to, unless they were really afraid that the house sitting client would go over there's like a threshold where your bill is reasonable. And then, especially like in Mexico, once you go over that threshold, the electric bill can be gargantuan, right? If you're overusing the utilities. So maybe they could have said something more like that. I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way. Yes, it's a house sit with no pets, right? So, but you want a house sitter because you don't want your house empty, right? You don't want people to see the house empty. The house sitter is still providing a service, even if there's no pet there. You're still providing a service, even if it's just the house is not empty, squatters aren't going to move in, right? Even if it's just squatter protection, pay the utility bill. Pretty Particular says the one I saw was in Portugal. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm like, I can't. To me, it wasn't the reason I was like, no, wasn't about the utility bill. It was about the fact that they wouldn't pay the utility bill for me. I like hospitality, right? Here, they had a big old container of blueberries, a like even bigger container of grapes. I don't know who buys that many grapes. It's just two people who lived here, and dogs can't eat grapes. It was a big old container of grapes and blueberry. Like she had a lot of fresh fruit and vegetables here for me. Well, it seemed like there for me because they knew they were leaving for 3 weeks, and she was like, "Eat these." Right? Right. Hospitality, just yeah. So my assumption was a house that was going to nickel and dime me over a $10 or $15 electric bill was also not going to be a hospitable place, right? The sheets weren't going to be comfortable. The towels are going to be cheap, right? Instead, I'm in a place with comfortable sheets and towels and comfortable everything. Okay, so CK says in Italy, water is rationed per household, and so they request utility contributions. So I mean, it makes sense if they've had an experience with a house sitter coming in and going over the threshold and their bill being astronomical because of it. It makes sense. But say that, right? Or I don't know. There's a way to put it. I just was like, I'm going to keep scrolling. This is not for me. I'm gonna keep pass it by. Whoever got it, I'm sure was super happy, right? I'm sure. No, dogs can't eat grapes. Don't feed your dogs grapes. Dogs can't eat grapes. Dogs can't eat chocolate. There's a little list. Yesterday at the mall, some lady was handing out little tiny mini Butterfingers. So I got 2 mini Butterfingers. So I came home after dinner. I had 2 after my Cheesecake Factory dinner. I had one of the mini Butterfingers and a fistful of grapes. And I was sitting on the sofa and I was like, girl, she was looking at me. I'm like, girl, you can't have none of this. I don't have anything for you right now. I had to get up later and give her some cheese. Yeah, no, dogs can't eat that kind of stuff. Grapes, it's I don't know, is it tannins? And chocolate, it's I don't know, it might be the same reason. There's something in grapes and in chocolate that dogs can't eat. I know those two for sure because they're things that I eat all the time. But yeah, dogs can't eat that. Onion, there's a good sized list of things. Dog owners, if you've had a dog before, you probably know it. If you've not had a dog before, that might be a thing to look up before you get your first house sit. Okay, Google, stick with the food that they give you for the dog and the snacks they give you for the dog, okay? Until you learn for yourself. Yes, do your research. Stick with what they give you to give the dog, right? Stick with what they give you. But here they feed her their leftovers and stuff. So that's why she was like, is it my turn yet? Is it my turn yet? Is it my turn yet? And I had to be like, not this. When I had salmon, I made salmon the first few days I was here. And I'm like, here, you can have some of this. All right. Okay, house sitting during the holidays. You make your own traditions. You treat yourself, give yourself gifts. This could be like if you decided to house sit in Puerto Rico at Christmas time, I'm sure there's this nice spa or two around that you could use as your Christmas present. And What was the third thing about house sitting during the holidays? Oh, you ain't got to do no work. House sitting during the holidays. I recommend it, right? Set your own traditions, buy your own, get your own gifts, decide what your gift is and give that to yourself. It might be the actual location and the house sit. The flight might be your Christmas gift. And you ain't got to do no work. There's nothing, no Christmas requirement from me. Even if I was in Delaware, people don't expect a whole lot from me. I have set my life up in that way that nobody expects me to put in on anything. Nobody expects me to come downstairs and start cooking. That's not what I do. But that took years and years of training people. You may not have trained your people like that. You may be the person expected to do stuff. In that case, go on and house sit so that nobody expects you to do anything. I don't think she knows it's Christmas. Tomorrow, I'll hand her, or maybe tonight, I'll hand her a little Santa toy that her parents left her. She doesn't expect anything special for dinner tomorrow. Yeah, I agree. Sophie says that sounds great. I agree. Let me give you my link for my, treat yourself. Let me give you my new House Sitter Toolkit link one more time. It's free. It's a free download, and it includes my discount code to Trusted House Sitters. You get an email that says the discount code to Trusted House Sitters. MT, do I have a pet size requirement? No, I'm good with big dogs. And I even house sat 2 good size, what are they called? Pit bulls at one time. So I'm good with big dogs. Big dogs sleep more and they're usually quieter. But you can have a size requirement. You can be a person who doesn't take care of big dogs because they pull when you know, really a question to ask is like, how is it to walk this dog? Not necessarily what is the size of the dog, but I don't mind a big dog. Big dogs have big poops. And that's a thing that disgusts some people. You have to pick up big poop. Small dogs have small poops. That's to me, that as a person who doesn't mind big dogs, that is the biggest difference between a big dog and a small dog. The size of the poop you got to pick up, but also big dogs tend to, they all sleep a lot, but big dogs will sleep even more. And usually you don't have the barking yappiness, but not always. None of this is hard and fast. All of these are individual, and you ask your client these questions before you confirm the house sit. But no, I don't have a size requirement. I'm good with big dogs. The 2 big pit bulls that I house sat, they wore raincoats and boots when they went outside in the rain. That's how unvicious those dogs were. They were like, oh, I don't like to get wet. You had to put a raincoat, rain slicker. No, not boots. They didn't wear boots. I just had to clean their paws when they came back. You had to put a raincoat on them if we went outside in the rain. They were in the Bay Area, Oakland, up in the hills in Oakland. Oakland has hills, right? Yeah, they were 2 big old. Every now and then we'd be sitting on the sofa, and I would look at how big they were because they both would get on the sofa with me. And I'm like, I'm so glad y'all are nice dogs. The dog that I had that was untrained, that was the most, that scared me one time. He wasn't even very big, right? Wasn't even a very big dog. He just, right? He was probably about, oh, is she gone? No, she's there. She's on the pillow. You can't see her because she's using the pillow. He was about her size. It's nice when a dog is the size that you can pick them up if they're not listening. But no, I don't have a size requirement. Yeah, the wet dogs don't smell good, but I think, but it's seriously, it was more about they don't like being wet. I think one of the dogs just did not want to go out in the rain because he did not want to be wet. And so she just bought him raincoats. Thank you. Yeah, I would call them mini twists. They're twists. They're not coils. They're twists. There's 2-strand twists. Yeah, thank you. I like to do this for weeks at a time every year. Sometimes I do it twice a year, but I always do it in December, which is a thing I just realized lately. I always twist my hair in December in the little mini twists. They they play well with a schedule where you don't want to be focused on your hair. Yeah. Hi, guys. Danielle, congratulations on your YouTube channel, your first video doing so well on your channel. I sent it to Clarice. I sent it to a couple people. I sent it to Rashida yesterday, but I meant to send it to Clarice. Congratulations on that. And I saw that you made another video after. So well done. Well done. Danielle was in my YouTube Success Challenge this week. Last week. This week. Last week. It depends on how you count it. Yes. She was like, and when it rain, when you're going outside, if it's raining, here's how you put on their raincoats. Okay. I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah. So Sophie, that's the real difference. Sophie says, I'd be fine picking up poop. That's what pet sitters do, right? Pet sitters pick up poop. It's the worst part of the job, but it's also a thing that you get so used to. It's no big, like seriously, it's no big deal. I walk this dog, when we walk, she poops right away. And I'm like, you could poop later in the walk. So I don't have to carry this stinky bag of poop with me all the way back home. Because sometimes when you walk a dog and you walk with people, they'll bag up the poop and just put it in the closest trash can. And when they do it, I do it. But here she walks it back home and puts it in her own trash can, which is the thing you're probably supposed to do. And so she poops immediately. As soon as we get off the property, I'm like, girl, do that later. Okay. It's 85 degrees out here. I don't want to be carrying this bag of poop. That is the thing. That's the thing. I guess that's the con if you don't like animals. If you like animals, picking up poop is part of the thing, and it's probably not a con. If you don't like animals, picking up poop is a major con. But house sitting and pet sitting is for people who love animals, right? And it comes with the territory. I've cleaned up a lot of poop, which is why I don't think I would have problems with children. I've cleaned up a lot of poop and throw up as a pet parent. I think I'll be okay with kids. How do you handle untrained or unruly pets? Don't take those house sits. Don't house sit for people whose pets are untrained and unruly. How do you know? You read the reviews of the previous house sitting clients, right? And you ask some questions. Are they really house trained? How often do they actually poop or pee in the house? Now, this house sit that I did in Thanksgiving in Temecula, the puppy wasn't all the way trained yet. It's why I don't usually do puppy sits. Puppy wasn't all the way house trained. He was mostly house trained, but he would have an accident. He had 4 different accidents, 5. Like an accident every other day. I had to clean up his pee. He pee-peed in the house and pooped one of those times. One time was poop. So maybe 6 accidents, right? That's a puppy thing, right? That's why I don't usually do puppy sits, but those dogs were so cute. Let me tell you, the dogs were adorable. So there was very low chance that I was not going to take that house sit. I saw the dogs and I saw the cute little pink house with the pink kitchen. The kitchen was pink. I didn't show you a whole lot of that house. The refrigerator was pink. The kitchen was pink. I'm like, there's very little chance I'm not accepting this house. Good. Carissa, I'm so excited to get started on this new chapter in life. Good. We're excited for you. Make it the best, right? Make it work for you. Make it work for you. Instead of fitting ourselves into a thing, make the thing work for you. Make it work for how you want to live your life. Tay, do I typically bathe the dogs? No, I'm not doing all that. I house sat for a woman in Mexico whose dogs had a every 2-week grooming appointment. And so I think I took them twice to the groomer and they loved it. They pranced out of there like they look so good. She gave me the car. I had the car, right? I had use of the car and I knew when their grooming appointments were. So I took them to the groomer. I don't bathe them. I can't think of any, like, I'm sure there's been some time when somebody got into something, if they make a mess. But I can't think of a time. They told me if I took this dog to the beach, if you take her to the beach and she gets all sandy, you're going to have to bathe her when you come back. So just don't take her to the beach. That's what they told me. They're like, you're welcome to go to the beach by yourself without her. because if you take her to the beach, she's going to get all sandy, and then you're going to have to bathe her when you come back. That was my instructions. So I haven't even been to the beach. House sitting clients are so disappointed in me when they find out that I don't go do things. When they found out I just stayed in the house. So I probably won't mention to them that I haven't been to the beach, because there was an assumption that I was going to the beach. Like, who would come to Puerto Rico in December? It's like 85 degrees. Who would do that and not get in the water? Nichelle, do you use a VPN during your house sits? I'm guessing yes, but I thought I'd ask. No, rarely. Rarely. VPN is a thing that hides your location, and a VPN is a thing that like keeps people from, I don't know, it's supposed to keep people from stealing your data. I'm not doing it. I have a VPN. I pay for ExpressVPN. I hardly ever use it. I tried to use it. The only time I really try to use my VPN is when I'm trying to watch things that are not available in that country. Like, I came here and I was like, well, I guess I'll watch some football, even though I've kind of quit football, and which is a strange, people who knew me before would never believe I don't watch football anymore. Like, that was my thing. It was my only hobby, right? Philadelphia Eagles was my only hobby. But I was here the other day and I was like, okay, well, let me watch some football. And they were like, oh, no, not available in your area. And I'm like, I'm in America. I'm in Puerto Rico. So turned on the VPN and tried to watch football. And they were still like, no, we know what you're doing. We know what you're doing. And the answer is no. Protection of data is a thing that I probably should take more seriously. But what I find with when I turn my VPN on is then everything that sends you an alert that, like, you got to, there's just too much. There's too much. I do the easiest thing possible. Yeah, she had a Barbie house. Now, she was married to a man. The person who did all of the, here's where the dog food is, and here's this, whatever, did all of the orientation was the husband. So the husband was in charge of things, of the dogs, right? In charge of the house sitter and the dogs. But the house looked like it was just a woman, a Barbie fan, and wasn't no man around. It was really funny. He was a really bodybuildery, muscular man. And their house was pink from top to bottom. That kitchen was so adorable. The refrigerator was like covered in something pink, but the stove was pink. Like the stove and oven was just a pink stove and oven. The refrigerator looked like somebody had put a thing, like a sheet of something over it. But the stove and oven were actual pink and like kind of retro. And they had the pink stand mixer and the pink this and the pink that, pink coffee maker. You probably could see the coffee maker behind me in those videos. I was like, there's zero chance that I'm not taking this house. I'm house sitting in this pink house. It was really nice. It really set a nice tone for me. Thanksgiving was really nice. Between the pink appliances and all those little Christmas trees, it was a really nice Thanksgiving. Okay, I think I answered your questions, and I moved some time along, so it's now 2-something. So thank you for hanging out. Don't forget that house sitting is for you, and you can make it what you need to make it. Just because I house sit for longer stretches doesn't mean you need to house sit for long stretches. A lot of house sits are 2 and 3 and 4 days long. Just because I house sit around the world doesn't mean you need to house sit around the world. There might be house sits in your very city. You want a different environment. You want to use a pink kitchen. You want a cat purring on you to lower your blood pressure. Let house sitting work for you the way that, make it work for you. Don't fit yourself into house sitting. Let house sitting fit for you. My new house sitter toolkit is at housesit.vicarious.com/toolkit. Inside of that toolkit, you get the actual letter that I send to people to get booked, and you get my Trusted House Sitters affiliate link with a discount code, coupon code. Okay? Yeah, let house sitting take you where you want to go for the holidays or, any days when you want to be somewhere. Might be, and again, might be in your state, might be really close to you, might be houses that you drive to, might be houses that you fly to. Enjoy your life and let house sitting be a part of that. This is the time of year when we start thinking about what we want to, who we want to be in the next year, right? What we want. Let house sitting work in, fit into that for you. It is about saving money because you get the free accommodation, a free place to stay. But it's more than that. It's not just that. It's about being the person that you want to be, right? I use house sitting to live the life that I want to live now before I can like pay to live that way, live that way for free. So use it as a way to be the 2025 version of you. Use house sitting to be that version of you. Yeah. 2025 me needs to do a whole lot of brain reprogramming. But being in a beautiful house sit in a beautiful environment has been a good start for that. Okay. All right. Thank you for hanging out. Hi, Adele. Thank you very much for hanging out, for asking questions, for answering questions. Make sure that you hit the like button on your way out. Okay. And then have a very Merry Christmas. If you're celebrating Christmas, have a very Merry Christmas. And I'll see you again very soon. Bye. Okay.